Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of my Lewis Hamilton career mode on F1 24 round 9, and the first sprint race of season 2 is upon us for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now guys, if you haven't seen the previous video, the previous episode, go check it out. Link in the top right before we jump into this one. Spoiler warning ahead. Anyway, let's talk about that previous race and how things went. Now, again, we notched up another race win. To be fair, it was a pretty decent race. You know, we had a good car in Spain, and even though qualifying wasn't great, we did get bailed out by the safety car, and that helped us massively. So possibly I maybe shouldn't have won the race, but you know, we was on the right track. I think a podium would have happened even without the safety car. Anyway, with that done, we now jump into our specialists for the weekend, and we're going to start off with our manufacturing expert, then moving to our wind tunnel engineer, selecting to open the DRS for more than 60 seconds during a weekend. Then material fabrication planner. For this one, we're going to go perform 400 gear shifts during a single session, which hopefully should be done in the race. And then strategy analyst. For this one, we're going to earn 15 championship points during a race weekend. So with that done, I'm also going to select material fabrication planner as my primary specialist, like we noticed in the previous episode. Now with those done, we can now move into upgrades, and we do have 2,000 R&D points to burn. Leclerc has his eye on a chassis update, specifically tyres or tyre wear. You'll see now he's looking for the roll dampers, so I'm going to go for weight reduction. I was debating, weight redistribution, but in the end, weight reduction, and we're going to get that on the car for the Belgian Grand Prix. So yeah, an upgrade well spent as we now get ready for the weekend here at the Red Bull Ring. So let's talk about the forecast. We don't know the weather for qualifying, well, sprint qualifying specifically, but for the rest of the weekend it's dry, barring the second half of the race where there seems to be a decent bit of rain in store. Now one thing I want to note is this weekend I'm going to change the format. We're going to run a short qualifying format, so the sprint shootout and the regular qualifying will be short sessions all at once. Hopefully we'll get runs that mean more. You have to basically nail your lap to get a decent grid slot, so hopefully that works out. In the meantime, we look at upgrades. Now you can see we are in a decent run of form. Last 4 races, a second, a first, a second, a first, and right now we are 5th pretty comfortably. Aston Martin, the only team to bring any sort of upgrade this weekend, as they just edge ahead of Mercedes for 2nd spot. So yeah, today we're simply looking to keep things rolling as we tick over the halfway stage of the season. So jumping into practice, soft tyres on our car, all 4 laps, green in the bag secured, and 1 more now across the line as we finish our practice runs.
To the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Now everything went pretty much according to plan. We had a slight bit more tyre wear than I planned, and you can see in the second half of the stint I started to struggle with tyre wear a bit, so we'll have to try and watch out for that during the race. Also our lap times fell off quite a bit in the last 2 laps, so yeah, even still I won't be running softs in the race, I don't think, in principle, or the sprint, because I never use softs. If I can, I'd like to use medium and hard. So yeah, we finish practice, Leclerc top the session, and we do bag 160 points before jumping into qualifying.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
Now specifically, I meant sprint qualifying, and you can see everyone is going out on softs. Now, we only have 1 soft tyre available, me and everyone, so if you're going out now, that's pretty much going to be it. Now, I've actually put a dab of fuel in to go for 2 laps, an out lap, a time lap, a cool down lap, and then a second timed lap. We start off with turn 1 looking pretty decent, now up towards turn 3, braking at about 80 meters. We do get a bit of a snap mid-corner, the rest of that was pretty decent, and now making our way through the final 2 corners, trying to commit and carry some speed. Up to the line we go, DRS open, and it's a 1 minute 3.4. Only P8 behind Leclerc and Russell, which is a bit of a worry. I believe P1 right now is 1 minute 2.8, so we're 6/10 off. So we skip past the cool down lap, and we now begin our final push of the sprint shootout. So starting out, turn number 1. A bit of a snap, otherwise I would have had a really good exit. Even still, we're gaining a little bit on the straight. The car's a bit lighter on fuel now on the anchors, but we have another big ugly snap. But we do gain it all back on the exit, but that was a huge moment, and it makes me wonder how much time we've lost, that we could have found in those first 3 corners. Turn 4 though was a horrific mistake. I was just overdriving at this point, pushing too hard. I broke way too late, and we kept on pushing through turn 6. We dip a tire in the gravel, and just generally overdriving to the point where we're now 3 tenths down. So I'm actually going to bail out and go into the pits and call it a day. So qualifying done. Fernando Alonso is on sprint pole, 2.5 tenths clear from Oscar Piastri. Alonso, the only person in the 1 minute 2s by quite some margin. Max Verstappen, our championship rival, P3, and then myself alongside Charles Leclerc on row 5 in P9, P10. Not exactly ideal, but clearly both of us struggling a little bit for single lap pace in that session. So yeah, sprint shootout done. We have a small gain on pace, and we can now jump into the sprint race.
So it is all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? 7 rights and just 3 left-handers make up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is flat out, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake.
Here we go, time for the sprint. Trying to see if I can get some tyre temperature and not have completely cold tyres. And then after this we'll have our regular short qualifying, and then of course the main race afterwards. So let's get to it. P10 for us, P9 for Leclerc. We'll see if we have better race pace. Usually we do better in race pace trim, so hopefully that's the case for Austria, although I don't really like this track. So let's see how we get on. Here we go, lights on for the sprint at the Austrian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. It's a bit of a bog down, not great. The Alpines are gonna get stuck in, and they both overtake us. We've got Albon on our outside looking to make a pass as well. Don't seem particularly quick on the straight. Let's not run into the back of the Alpines or T-bone them. We stay ahead of Albon for now. Let's see if we can try and get some of these positions back. Thought about going for the dive, but no way through. Leclerc's overtaken Russell for P8. Yellow flag.
Okay, clear.
That's behind. Alonso has broken away. Out front as Ricciardo retires. So Alonso breaking the 1 second to Verstappen, I believe, in P2. AI going pretty slowly at the moment in the train. I wonder if maybe someone might have damage. We'll find out in just a bit, but definitely a bit of a concertina effect. Everything kind of rolling back through. That was a great turn 1. Could we have a look here at Pierre Gasly? We're very quick on the second half of the straight. Gasly attacking his teammate Ocon though. We're going to set up the switchback. Didn't really work as effectively as I had hoped, but we're still going to pull alongside the Alpine. And the outside we go. That's 1 down. Another Alpine to go. Verstappen's caught up to Alonso. Those two have broken away from the signs in P3. Ocon, no DRS. So this should be like taking candy from a baby, and we should hopefully be able to slingshot our way onto George Russell ahead. Here we go. Ocon pretty speedy on the straight. Still there. Going to leave some room at the apex. But we're through and back into our starting position. Now let's use everything here to try and catch up and get back within DRS. I didn't make it. I pushed like crazy. Don't have a lot of battery either. I was hoping to go purple, but we didn't achieve it, and we're also going to just fall out of range. This is going to be difficult to get back within DRS, but we'll keep pushing and trying. I'm just going to miss out again, I think. Sending it through turn 9. No, we do manage to get it. That was a big send through the last 2 corners, and it paid off. Right then, half a sprint to go. Let's try and charge and get ready for the second part of this race and maybe get some more positions back, hopefully.
Green flag.
I think that's behind. Not sure. Yes, it is. I think it's behind. We'll get confirmation now, but I think...
I've got information on Albon for you. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
I think it was a Williams, and it was indeed a Williams, so Albon out of the race.
Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
First track limits warning there, just running a little bit wide. It's starting to kick off now in this train, and there's some debris. We're going to get the switchback on George Russell here, and now we can start to get stuck in. Top 8 score points, so we've got to try and make some moves forward here. Russell fights back. I'm not going to put a move on my teammate. We'll just try and get Russell for now. Not sure who got the damage exactly, so we're yet to find that part out. But here we go again with George in a drag race. Down the inside, just let it go at the brake. And through we go for P9. Russell having a look, but we'll just turn in early to stop him. Lando's got the damage, so we need to go quick here. We'll get 2 throws in the points, hopefully. Right, come on, Schultz. We've got to move, mate. Lando's going to box, which could be tricky. There we go. We'll just negotiate the McLaren, and now Leclerc's not going to have DRS. So he'll be vulnerable. We'll get him out of turn 1. And then we can race after the top 6. Here we go. Waste no time. Go straight through. Leclerc re-challenging on the brakes. And he'll have DRS now, so we can't get off the battery. Got to use everything here. But we do stay in front. Let's try and get DRS again on the cars ahead, same as before. This is it. Battle for P4. Sainz has broken away. Didn't get DRS open there. So Leclerc's going to have a look into turn 1. We're just going to outbrake him and cut him up at the apex. Stroll, Piastri just in front of Perez. They're going to battle away, so this could get spicy. They're still side by side. We're going to try and get a bit of a switchback exit, but struggling for rear traction now. Lap and a half to go. Up the inside of Perez. It's a big lunge into turn 4, but we execute it beautifully. And now we've positioned ourselves for a chance at a P4 finish here, depending on how the last lap goes. Let's see if we can try and stay close. Need a little bit of battery saved up if possible. Keep it tidy. Keep it tidy. Good. We're not going to panic. We're just going to wait. Through turn 1. Exit on the money. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to get a double slipstream here. Piastri defends the inside. Oh, Stroll locks up. Oh, that was close, but we're going to get the line and we're going to get the drive and go straight through the middle, and we get DRS as well. Looks like Alonso is going to win the sprint and keep Verstappen at bay, which is also huge for the championship to give, Verstappen a couple less points. Decent recovery from us, and we're going to finish this sprint in P4. Signs on the podium for Mercedes-Benz. Verstappen will get an extra point for the fastest lap, which is not ideal, but at least he didn't win, which is all I can hope for. Here we go, final 2 corners. Alonso wins. And we're going to bring home a brilliant P4, and I'll take that. Now though, time for qualifying.
Difficult strategy today.
So after that sprint, as you can see, we're now level pegging with Max Verstappen on 97 overall rating, which does mean we have indeed leveled up. You can see our racecraft, awareness, pace, focus all go up, and we also hit 97. So we are now equal footing with Max Verstappen. Anyway, race done, or sprint race done. Let's get into the qualifying.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
We now jump into full qualifying, and again this is a short session, right? So we have 2 softs available for the entirety of it, so we're going to go for 2 double runs on both sets of tyres. At least that's my plan, depending on how things turn out. So we clear the Alpine in traffic, and we're really sending it to the point where we invalidate, unfortunately, at the final corner. It was a 1:03.0, which is 4/10ths quicker than our sprint shootout qualifying time. So, now getting a bit more comfortable with the car, knowing where the limits are, we were starting to find some time. Second attempt at the end of this first run is going to give us a 1:02.8, and that is a very, very strong time because Alonso got sprint pole with a 1:02.7. Even still, in the meantime, Max Verstappen has done a 0.5, which is a quarter of a second quicker than Norris in P2. So, yeah, P4, now P5 as we head on to our final qualifying runs. Let's see. Final set of tyres, let's give it everything and let's try to improve. Starting off with turn 1. Bring the car over to the left, brake at about 60 metres. I took it in 5th and it did work, but we invalidated by a small margin on the exit, which was a real shame. So again, we're going to call everything off and go one last time. And at the last minute, I looked at the minimap and I realised everyone's leaving the pits. There's going to be so much traffic. So actually, I decided to keep rolling, keep coasting for another lap because we had time, and it just meant we'd get a clear track for our final attempt.
And that's just 30 seconds left in the session.
So here we go then, final run of qualifying. Full send, giving it maximum beans here. Through turn 1 we go. Nicely done as we get the exit just like on the previous attempt when we invalidated. Up towards turn 3, straight line brake. That's about 80 metres down to 3rd. Clip the curb, open up the steering and get the power down on exit. Open the DRS as we head down the straight. Checkered flag drops as we plunge down towards turn 4. Brake at about 75, 80 metres. 4th gear, use the curb on the exit to get the traction down. And now through 5 into turn 6. Brake at about 30 metres. Tip the car in, let the downforce do the work. The second apex, turn 7, which feeds into turn 8. Important to get the exit out of here as Verstappen improves to a 0.4. And now 2 corners to go. Down to 7th, clip the curb at 9, and then into 10. Attack the curb more than that. That was quite a timid attempt. As we run up to the line. And it's P4. P4 in qualifying, and that's not too bad to be fair. We've had mixed fortunes in qualifying, but that's not too shabby. So Verstappen on pole, increasing his margin by a small amount. Alonso gets 2nd, Sainz 3rd, Norris ends up in 5th. So Alonso and Sainz getting their act together, and Leclerc in 8th. So there's your lot, guys, for qualifying. And yeah, generally a decent session. You can see post-qualifying, we're now equal on our rating with Verstappen, as I believe we're now 97 or about to be 97 in terms of our driver rating. We also rank up on our pace. So I think this is going to give us, level 97 rating overall. So it's heating up. Anyway, it's time for the race.
It's race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. We are just a few moments away from lights out and our drivers thinking about navigating the Niki Lauda curve as it was renamed in 2019 in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. 7 rights and just 3 left-handers make up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is flat out, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid we have Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Perez, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Zhou, Teo Porcher, Sargent, Ricciardo, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
It's time for the main event, the main race. Second row on the grid, P4 start, Verstappen on pole, and we'll see how things turn out after 36 laps of this race in the championship. For strategy for this one, the main thing to look out for is the rain. That could really throw a curveball into proceedings in this one. No idea if it's going to be arriving on schedule early or late, so we're going to go mediums to start with. I feel like I was debating going hards, but I think if push come to shove, I could probably take a set of mediums to the rain if I had to, so we're going to go with that. Fuel-wise, I'm running just 0.1 extra, very, very little, because we should save fuel in the rain pretty easily. So let's get to it. Verstappen's the target. Alonso, Sainz in the mixer as well. It's going to be a fun race, and I can't wait to see. So let's get into it, and hopefully we come out on top. Getting ready then for the start of the race. Tyre temperature a little bit on the low side, but not much we can do right now. We're just kind of in this blockade of cars. So we'll see if we can hopefully make it work. We had a bit of a poor start in the sprint, so I'm hoping to amend and do a better job in this one. So let's line her up, let's get to it, and let's bag these points up. Lights on at the Red Bull Ring. And away we go. It's a bad start for Alonso and Verstappen. I can't quite get on the outside line. Norris gets there before me. Defending from Russell through turn 1. We're going to just cut him off here and cover the inside as we race up towards turn 3. Multiple 2 wides. We're going to take a wide line here to get the exit. We keep Russell at bay. Verstappen holds the lead. Alonso from 2nd down to 4th, and Norris with the whole shot, getting the fast start. Maybe we can pick up some pieces here with these two going side by side. Let's see if we can stay close. Norris goes through, and now everyone falls in single file as DRS will be enabled. Next lap, out of turn 1. Not bad, we'll take it. Russell having a look here. I'm going to commit into turn 9 and just get in front. Got to be careful, the car feels heavier now because of the fuel. Oh boy, here we go. Verstappen, Sainz makes a mistake.
I think we might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes.
Sainz doesn't have DRS here. We're going to go for it. Up the inside. It's all very tight, 3 wide. Not a lot of room. Couldn't get any traction there, just because I was so tight at the apex. I'm going to try and see if I can follow Alonso through on the outside line here. Come on. We'll try it. Yep. Right, there we go. Good move. Sainz losing 4 places in a lap. But now Alonso's out of DRS and Norris and Verstappen breaking away out front, which is pretty big. So let's see what kind of pace we have compared to them. We're going to probably get Alonso out of turn 1 here, to be fair, as well. Don't have a lot of battery, but we'll try and just get by using DRS. Bit of a scruffy exit. We're going to just delay this a little bit so that we get DRS on the next straight as well. Up the inside, Alonso turns in. Alonso gets back in front, trying to not use battery. Just seems like we lack a bit of straight line speed without it. Alonso moving in the brake zone, but we go through. Finally, that's P3. These two behind are battling, so we might have a chance here to break away from the Spaniards. Let's see, but look at the gap Norris and Verstappen have. Unless they start to scrap, we're going to have to work hard here to catch back up. Let's lean on the battery now and try and open the gap if possible. There we go. Alonso, Sainz still battling, so they're out of DRS range. That was a good lap. Managed to make some progress and get to 2 seconds. We're dropping the guys behind. That big train of cars just battling like crazy. Norris is actually behaving pretty well. Both of them battling but not losing too much time, so it's proving difficult for me to close in a minute. Well, now something has happened behind. Someone's lost the engine or the gearbox. Will we see a safety car or a virtual safety car? That could open the pit window. Hard tyres. Also, no more word on that rain for a little while. Aston Martin, Alonso. Wow. It was looking so promising in the sprint, but it's really fallen away.
The rain's a few lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful.
Right, well, I don't think we're going to be seeing the hard tyres in this one. The rain's arriving ahead of schedule, so we'll be onto the Inter straight away. Another yellow, turn 1. Williams, pretty short. Albon again. So out of both races for Alex. We're not really catching anymore. The gap's kind of staying the same. Verstappen's running a really strong pace. Norris now can't even challenge Max. He's just basically holding on to DRS, but Max is gradually opening a gap and pulling away. So Verstappen looking very quick around here today. And now it's starting to get proper dark.
Okay, Lewis, Norris just ahead. Push for the position. They're holding us up now, so let's please try and get past as soon as possible and get on with our race. Push.
I don't think that will happen unless it rains. They're definitely not holding me up. Here we go. It's starting to rain. Literally moments after. So let's see how things progress with track conditions. Now this is our scheduled pit stop lap. Will the AI box for hards? Will they, be dumb and not realise that rain's falling? And will they just commit to their regular dry strat? Or will they actually hold on now for inters?
The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least.
Okay, Verstappen and Norris both stay out, so I think they're probably looking for the inter.
Box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
I'm not comfortable right now. Verstappen's broken Norris out front. Also, we've got a real big fuel issue now. I've been pushing like crazy and I haven't been able to get in DRS range, so we're starting to go backwards a little bit. 4 seconds slower. Normally the crossover's 6 to 7 seconds a lap slower. DRS still enabled. This is the lap.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Definitely. DRS still enabled, but it's about to be disabled any second now. The track is getting very damp. If Verstappen and Norris stay out, we've got a chance. Verstappen stays out, and so does Norris. Right, this is our chance to undercut and get in the mix. I think it's inters. Stop.
Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop.
Wow, we locked up there. That was scary. Full send into the pit lane. It's a good stop. No delays, which is what I was hoping. We've had a few delays this season. We're saving a nice bit of fuel in the pits. Right then, I think this is the right call.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Pit exit. We're going to be side by side with Hulkenberg here. So we'll get a very quick visual cue of the grip difference between the compounds. Look at this, we're already way quicker. Hulkenberg has no pace, and we're going to get DRS. This is the right call. We might just undercut Norris and Verstappen here. Norris and Verstappen staying out. Okay, well that is really helping us out, and that's going to gift us a hell of a lot of time. No one's pitting, and now the AI are pitting further back. So now they're making the call there to switch. But I think we've done enough here to be P1 after all this. Now Verstappen pits, and so does Norris. I'm trying to just save a bit of fuel, because I know I've got an advantage right now, so this is going to be my best chance to save some fuel. These guys are going to pit, so we're going to have to take the wide line. Oh, that's very wide. Don't know if I'll get a track limit for that. No, I didn't. Got away with it.
Charles is in the pits.
Verstappen, Norris at pit exit. And we're ahead into the race lead, quite comfortably actually. I'm willing to give up my lead. I want to try and save fuel, because we don't have any DRS now, so we just need to try and pull that back a little bit. Look at the gap we've got. A nice healthy margin.
We want to make sure we're saving some ERS, so let's try and charge it up now. Oh mate, great stuff. You hit that target. That sets us up nicely for the rest of this race.
We've also got our fuel back on target as well, so we can start to pick the pace back up. Let's try and keep Verstappen over a second away, even though there's no DRS. Let's try and keep a bit of a gap between us.
These conditions are only getting worse. Watch out for standing water. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
So no time on this rain, so maybe we are going to see this out on intermediates. Just over 10 laps to go.
Okay, I know these conditions look pretty terrible, but that water is draining okay. I think the intermediate is going to stay the tyre of choice for a while yet.
We've literally just ticked over into heavy rain in the last 30 seconds. So now the rain's coming down pretty heavily. Usually these conditions suit me more. You can see now the spray coming off the tyres. We're literally dead even for pace with Verstappen. Norris has fallen away, but Verstappen and I are just going lap for lap. This rain's definitely helped us. I wasn't quick in the dry, but in the wet we can fight. Also fuel should be fine now with this heavier rain. At the minute it seems like Verstappen's actually now getting a bit of a move on in these conditions, so I need to lock in here.
Okay, Lewis, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. We need consistency, so let's try and stabilise them.
Oof. That was a big one. The grip is really just not there on the rears. You see, I've gone through them quite a bit. I'm just struggling for traction. Verstappen's really quick in this middle part of the lap. Verstappen's on me. He's right there. I don't have a ton of battery. Just struggling with the back end. Mainly I just can't get any traction. Here goes Max, he's close. We'll show him left. I've got no battery though to fight this. On the brakes. Late lunge. Bogged down a bit too much there. Just lost some revs mid-corner. I get wrecked on traction. And Verstappen goes through. Can we somehow hold on those extra laps on the inters that we did compared to Verstappen and Norris? Maybe now starting to really hurt us in terms of tyre wear. I just can't get any traction on the rear. I'm managing to hang in there. I'm basically, I've changed my driving style because my rears are worn. We can't drive depending on traction, so I'm trying to basically lean on the fronts because they're fresh tyres, they're much fresher, and then we'll deal with the traction later. But if I can just brake late and throw the car in, I can gain on corner entry at the expense of suffering on the exit. Getting close through here, just throwing the car in, letting the front tyres do the work. Right.
Oh, great stuff. You hit that target. Really good job.
I don't know where we're going to pass, but we've just got to try and be close in case anything happens. You can see there, Can't quite get the exit. I'm confident on the brakes though. All I need is one half decent bit of traction, but whenever I try, the back end doesn't hold. But we've got the run here. Verstappen's got no battery. Here we go. On the brakes. Oh yes, back around the outside. Easy. Verstappen's got no energy left. He's used all of his deployment. The AI, who have been pretty decent post-patch with battery on the last lap in this particular race, Verstappen's run out. He's run dry. That's huge. We can just deploy everything through here. We'll stay in front. And the rain has actually just switched to light rain again, which has helped us out a little bit. But we put it back on the last lap. We steal it. Back into P1 and we'll take it. It's a huge win at Austria.
Amazing job. I'm so grateful. Everyone back in the factory. Everyone working so hard.
The all-time win record is getting extended. Lewis Hamilton takes the win.
Well, another race victory today. You could clearly see they're driving out there with very little pressure. You know they have the performance, they know they've got the car under them as well, and this has done no harm, of course, for their championship chances.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So there we go, results in, and an absolutely huge race for us. We recover the deficit from the sprint and we end up outscoring Max by 5 points on the weekend as a whole. Verstappen tried but fell short right at the end. Norris with a bit of a return to form in the race, showing a bit of his, early season form. Piastri also having a good weekend. Leclerc in 5th, both Mercs P6 and P9. Perez having a bit of a shocker as well. So some varied results, but crucially, we outscore them all. So in the standings, we have a 22-point lead over Verstappen, 69-point lead over Lando Norris, and Leclerc now up to 4th, 113 points adrift. So in the constructors, we are now 47 points ahead of Red Bull and 76 clear of McLaren. So guys, a really good day at the office, a great drive. I wasn't quick enough in the dry. Luckily it rained and we managed to hold on just. So we'll take that. Big win, and that's huge for the title race. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, subscribe for more daily F1 content. Let's try and break over 1,000 likes on this video. As always, you're going to have the post-race fallout. The rivalry with Verstappen, of course, the rating rivalry, the championship rivalry, and then, of course, our accolades. Overall, a good weekend. We're going to hit all of our specialist targets, and also we might even also just improve a little bit over Leclerc on our recognition. But either way, guys, cheers for watching. As always, a big shout out to the members. Check out the 2 videos on screen along with the links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and that's goodbye from me. Ciao.